Chosen one, nothing that happens in your life is by coincidence. If you have come this far, know that you have been divinely guided, and this moment could change everything. God has something extraordinary to reveal to you, a hidden gift that can bring a new youth, a transformative change, and even the key to understanding immortality. The universe is sending you a powerful signal, and only those with a true spiritual awakening are able to see it. Do you feel that something greater is calling you? This is not just another message. It is an ancient secret that can unlock unimaginable blessings in your life. But to receive them, you need to be ready to change your mindset and open yourself to divine gifts. What I am about to reveal could be the answer to your deepest dreams. Ignoring it could mean losing something that God wants to use to bless you. Are you ready? Have you ever felt that despite everything you've been through, there is something inside you that never ages? A fire that never goes out, an invisible force that keeps you standing, even when the world seems to crumble. This is not by chance. You are not like the others. You are a chosen one, and those who are called for something greater carry within them a mystery that few understand. There is a hidden code, a truth that the system has tried to hide, but that has always been before our eyes. And today, God is giving you the opportunity to see what many will never see. What is about to be revealed could transform your life, your energy, and even your youth in a way that science has never been able to explain. But only those who are truly prepared will be able to understand and access this blessing. Are you one of them? Imagine for a moment, what if I told you there is a secret capable of reversing the damage of time, renewing your vitality, and awakening in you an energy that seemed forgotten? It is not just about appearance or what you see in the mirror, but something much deeper. An eternal youth that begins in the soul, reflects in the mind, and transforms the body. But beware, this truth is not for everyone. Only those who are ready to open their minds and expand their consciousness will be able to access this gift. Do you feel that you have been drawn here for a greater reason? If so, then stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you will discover something that could redefine your life forever. The spiritual connection with time and youth. Since the dawn of time, humanity has tried to understand the mystery of time. To us, it seems linear, past, present, and future arranged in a logical sequence. But for God, time is a creation, not a prison. He is not subject to the limitations we see. When He looks at you, He sees all the versions of who you have been and who you can still become. Time, from the divine perspective, is not a worn path, but a continuous cycle of learning and renewal. This means that youth, contrary to what we've been taught, is not necessarily tied to biological age. What if I told you there is a way to access this eternal state regardless of the years that have passed? What if the code for eternal youth was hidden in the way we connect with this spiritual perception of time? When Moses climbed Mount Sinai, he spent 40 days in God's presence, and when he descended, his face shone so brightly that people couldn't look directly at him. This tells us something powerful. Time in the divine presence is not a time that wears out, but a time that restores. Modern science already suggests that our cells have the capacity for regeneration far beyond what we imagine. But what few understand is that this regeneration does not only happen in the physical body, it begins in the soul. God created time as a flow of opportunities, a space where we can transform and access different realities. To Him, one day can be like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years like one day. When you align with this truth and learn to step out of the limited human perception of time, something extraordinary happens. You begin to experience a youth that does not deteriorate because it is not tied to physical aging, but to the divine energy of constant renewal. Many spiritual masters throughout history seem to defy aging. Think of the prophets, the wise, the great spiritual leaders. They carried a special glow, an intense vital energy, something that made them timeless. How was this possible? The secret was in their direct connection to the source of all creation. They did not allow the world's worries to drain their vital energy, nor did they let the fear of time age them spiritually. Their minds were aligned with a greater truth. The body follows the vibration of the soul. When the soul is strengthened, when the mentality is rooted in divine consciousness, the body responds miraculously. Have you noticed how some people seem to carry an inexplicable light, as if time had stopped for them? This is not genetics, it is a spiritual state. The secret to eternal youth has always been connected to something much deeper than we imagined. Have you ever met someone who, despite their chronological age, had a vibrant energy, eyes that transmitted life, a presence that seemed to defy natural laws? These people do not live according to the programming imposed by the world. They access an energy that goes beyond what the eyes can see. What happens is that time, when misunderstood, becomes a mental trap that imprisons people in cycles of accelerated aging. Negative thoughts, excessive worries, and the belief that age catches up with everyone create a direct impact on the body. But when someone frees themselves from this illusion and starts seeing life as God created it, as a field of infinite possibilities, something changes. The body, which is a reflection of the mind and soul, begins to restructure. The prophets and wise men knew this. They did not fear time because they understood that youth was not in the years, but in the energy they cultivated. Before we talk about the physical body, we need to understand an essential principle. Youth is a vibration, a frequency that you can access. People who live connected to joy, faith, and gratitude have an energy field that radiates vitality. Have you noticed how enthusiasm can make someone look younger? Or how sadness can age a person quickly? This happens because our mental and spiritual state has a direct impact on the functioning of our body. Eternal youth begins within you. It's not just about appearance, but about energy. There are those who, despite having few years of life, carry a soul tired and burdened by time. And there are those who, even with many decades of experience, have a vibrant soul, full of life and possibilities. What differentiates these people? The way they connect with the divine energy of renewal. In ancient teachings, there is a powerful principle. What you believe, you manifest. If you believe that time is an enemy, it will become a burden upon you. If you believe that it is an ally, a space for growth and renewal, then you will begin to feel this energy in your life. Time is not something fixed, it molds according to your perception. And God, in His infinite wisdom, has given us the ability to transcend it through spiritual connection. This means that the age you feel does not have to be the age you have on paper. You can access a frequency of continuous renewal, and this is what many spiritual masters discovered. The question is, are you ready to change your perception of time and access this reality? Every emotion carries a frequency, and this frequency directly impacts the body. People who live under constant stress, fear, and anxiety accelerate their aging process. Those who cultivate a mentality of faith, love, and gratitude create an energy field that preserves and rejuvenates. This is not something mystical or symbolic. It is a spiritual principle that God established. When Jesus said, "Let it be done according to your faith," He showed us that our reality is shaped by the way we think and feel. Therefore, if you want to access eternal youth, you must first learn to master your emotions and thoughts. The influence of the mind on youth. How to awaken the energy of youth in the soul. It all starts with a decision, choosing to align with the energy of renewal. Youth is not just in years, but in the ability to reinvent oneself, to live with passion and purpose. God created us to experience life to the fullest, not to be prisoners of time. When you understand this and start connecting with the source of life, something inside you awakens. You feel a new vitality, mental clarity, and inexplicable strength. This is the first step to accessing the true secret of eternal youth. The call of the chosen. Liberation from time. If you are hearing this message, it is because you have been chosen to access this knowledge. God does not want you to live imprisoned by the fear of time or aging. He wants you to understand that eternal youth is a spiritual gift that can be accessed through connection with Him. But for that, you need to be willing to expand your mind and open your heart to this truth. Do you accept this call? The next step to access this revelation, now that you understand that youth is a frequency, an energy, and a state of mind, you are ready to take the next step. But what comes next might surprise you even more. In the next segment, we will explore the secret code that ancient masters used to access this energy and how you can apply it in your life today. Are you ready for this revelation? Then stay with me, because what comes next can transform everything you believe about time, the body, and eternity. The human mind is much more than a center for processing thoughts. It is the bridge between the divine and the physical, the channel through which spiritual realities manifest in the body. What you think, feel, and believe has a direct impact on your biology. It is no coincidence that the scriptures say, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he," Proverbs 23 verse 7. If you believe that old age is an inevitable burden, your body will respond to this belief and begin to deteriorate faster. But if you understand that God created humans to live in fullness, constantly renewing themselves, then your mind and body will begin to reflect this truth. Eternal youth is not a random gift granted to a few. It is a state of consciousness that can be accessed by those who know how to align their mind with the divine energy of creation. Have you noticed how people who live with joy, gratitude, and purpose seem younger? And how those who carry resentment, sadness, and fear age more quickly? This happens because our thoughts and emotions are like commands sent to the body. Scientists have already proven that constant stress and worries release hormones that accelerate cellular aging. But God has always warned us about this. Jesus said, "Do not worry about tomorrow," Matthew 6 verse 34. He knew that anxiety and fear erode vitality. When the mind surrenders to negative patterns, the body responds with fatigue, diseases, and premature aging. But when the mind is filled with faith, hope, and thoughts aligned with the divine, the body responds with renewal and longevity. Science has already shown that the placebo effect can cure diseases simply because the mind believes it is being healed. Now imagine the impact that a mindset strengthened by faith can have on your body. If just one belief can alter biological processes, what about a mind that lives in harmony with God's teachings? People who cultivate elevated thoughts, who see life as a journey of growth and learning, have more energy, vitality, and a younger appearance. This is because the mind is not just creating positive illusions, it is directly influencing cells, activating natural regeneration processes that God has programmed within us. The influence of the mind on youth. God has given us the ability to co-create our reality through thoughts and emotions. When He created the universe, He did it through the Word, through intention. In the same way, what we think and speak has the power to shape our existence. Time as we know it is nothing more than a mental construct. For God, past, present, and future coexist. This means that the age we feel does not have to be the age we live. If you believe you are aging quickly, your body will respond to this belief. But if you align with the idea that each day is a new opportunity to be reborn and renew, then your mind will begin to reconfigure your biology. There are people who seem not to age. They carry a different energy, a vitality that defies time. What do these people do differently? The answer lies in the mind. They do not hold on to excessive worries, do not nurture resentments, and above all, they have a free spirit. Mental and emotional lightness is one of the greatest secrets of eternal youth. God teaches us that we should cast all our anxieties on Him, for He cares for us, 1 Peter 5 verse 7. When we internalize this truth, we release the emotional burden that ages our body and access a state of peace that reflects in our appearance and energy. Before the signs of aging appear on the body, they begin in the soul. Discouragement, lack of purpose, and disconnection from the divine essence are the true culprits of accelerated aging. When the soul feels trapped, when the mind is overwhelmed with negative thoughts, the body reflects this condition. But when someone lives connected to their mission, with joy and gratitude, the energy of youth remains alive. That is why God calls us to a life of fullness, where there is no room for resentments or fears that corrode us from within. People connected to God carry a different aura. They exude an energy of serenity, vitality, and a sparkle in their eyes that cannot be explained only by the physical. This phenomenon happens because spiritual connection activates higher frequencies in the person's energy field, promoting balance and regeneration. When the mind is anchored in faith, love, and the awareness that time is not a prison but a continuous opportunity for growth, the body enters a state of harmony. This is youth beyond the physical, a youth that transcends years and manifests in the presence of those who truly understand the spiritual secrets of existence. Sacred teachings not only bring wisdom to the soul, but also have the power to transform matter. Moses, upon descending from Mount Sinai, had a radiant face after spending time in the presence of God. This glow was a physical manifestation of a spiritual reality. When you connect with God, when you live in harmony with divine principles, your body responds to this energy. It renews, strengthens, and even the signs of time begin to be reversed. This is because the mind and spirit are the true commanders of matter. Now that you understand that your mind is the key to accessing eternal youth, the question is, are you ready to reprogram your beliefs? Are you willing to abandon thoughts that age you and embrace a new mindset based on faith, trust, and connection with God? Many spend their entire lives believing that aging is inevitable, that time is relentless, but today you have received knowledge that can change everything. The decision is now in your hands. In the coming moments, you will discover one of the greatest spiritual secrets ever known, a code that was hidden but has always been available to those who truly seek the truth. This code is directly linked to the power of the mind, and the connection with the source of all life. What I am about to reveal may be the missing piece for you to completely transform your perception of youth, time, and longevity. So stay with me, because we are about to enter the deepest mystery of this sacred knowledge. Are you ready? The body as a temple and the hidden secret in divine nutrition. The human body is not just flesh and bone. It is a sanctuary, a sacred temple where divine energy resides. When God created us, He did it with perfection, giving us a structure capable of regenerating, strengthening, and living in harmony with creation. However, what we put inside this temple has a direct impact on our vitality and longevity. If a temple is filled with impurities, its shine disappears and its strength weakens. Likewise, if our body is fed with physical and spiritual toxins, it begins to deteriorate. God gave us instructions on how to care for the sacred temple we carry, but over time, this knowledge was ignored, and today humanity lives sick, aging quickly, and feeling drained. But what if there was a way to reverse this process? What if there was a hidden secret in nutrition that could restore the body and bring eternal youth? Since ancient times, great spiritual masters have understood that what we consume shapes not only the body, but also the mind and soul. What we put inside us becomes part of our energy, directly influencing our vitality and youth. This means that it is not just about avoiding harmful foods, but seeking those that carry a high vibration, those created to nourish not only the body but also the spirit. Divine teachings have always warned us about the importance of dietary purity. In the Bible, in Genesis 1 verse 29, God said, "I have given you every herb that yields seed which is on the face of all the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you it shall be for food." In other words, from the beginning, we were designed to eat what comes directly from the earth, what maintains the purity and energy of creation. What would happen if we returned to this sacred diet? Could we find the secret to a longer and more energetic life? The ancients knew secrets that science is only beginning to rediscover today. In various spiritual traditions, there are mentions of foods that provide vitality, mental clarity, and longevity. Honey, for example, is often cited as a sacred food, loaded with regenerative properties. In the Bible, in Proverbs 24 verse 13, it is written, "Eat honey, my son, for it is good. Honeycomb is sweet to your taste." Olive oil, another revered food, was used to anoint and strengthen both the body and the spirit. Grains, fruits, and vegetables have always been present in the diets of those who lived long and healthy lives. Is it a coincidence that those who follow a more natural diet, free of excess and toxins, seem to have more vibrant energy and a younger appearance? These foods carry a forgotten secret, a direct connection to the divine energy of life. Many people see fasting as only a sacrifice, but the truth is that it is one of the greatest secrets for the regeneration of the body and soul. Fasting not only purifies the body, but also strengthens the mind and deepens the connection with God. Jesus fasted for 40 days before beginning his ministry, showing that this process was not just physical, but a way to activate the divine energy within us. Modern science confirms that fasting activates autophagy, a process by which the body eliminates damaged cells and completely renews itself. In other words, when we stop overloading our digestive system, we give the body a chance to heal, regenerate, and even reverse damage caused by time. It is no wonder that so many spiritual masters practiced fasting. They knew that it was one of the fastest ways to access renewed youth. Eternal youth is not just in physical nutrition, but also in what we feed our soul. Words, thoughts, and emotions are as powerful as the food we put in our body. If you consume anger, resentment, and fear, it manifests in your health and appearance. Likewise, if you nurture yourself with love, gratitude, and faith, it reflects in every cell of your body. Purification begins when you consciously choose what to put inside yourself, both on a physical and spiritual level. Prayer, meditation, moments of connection with God, and pure nutrition are keys to restoring the body and bringing an energy that defies time. Have you noticed that some people simply shine? This is not just biological, it is energetic. They are aligned with a higher frequency, and this is reflected in their body. Now that you understand that your body is a temple, and that what you put inside it determines your energy, your health, and even your longevity, an essential question arises. Are you ready to take control of your eternal youth? The secret has been hidden for a long time, but now it is before you. If you know how to properly nourish your body and soul, you can experience a state of continuous renewal. But what comes next is even more powerful. There is a hidden code within the very life energy, a mystery that few know, but that may be the final key to unlocking this divine gift. Are you ready for this revelation? Then stay with me, because we are about to access one of the greatest spiritual secrets ever revealed: the importance of purpose in eternal youth. Have you noticed how some people seem to have inexhaustible energy, while others, even if young, carry an invisible weight that makes them tired, lifeless, and dull? The difference between these people is not in genetics or luck, but in the purpose that drives them. When someone discovers the reason they were born, when they find a greater meaning for their existence, something inside them awakens. This person starts to vibrate at a different frequency, carrying an energy that attracts vitality and longevity. This happens because purpose is one of the greatest forces of renewal that exists. Those who live for a mission feel that each day is an opportunity, and this generates a constant state of enthusiasm, passion, and internal renewal. And God created us this way. He placed in each of us a calling, a unique mission that propels us forward. When you walk aligned with this calling, your body responds positively, your mind stays young, and your soul strengthens. Have you ever wondered what your true purpose is? If living with purpose rejuvenates, the opposite is also true. Living without meaning destroys vitality. Discouragement, stagnation, and lack of a clear objective in life are heavy burdens that age more than the passage of time. When someone feels lost, without direction, their vital energy is drained. Science has already proven that emotions such as sadness and lack of motivation directly affect the functioning of cells, accelerating aging. But what many do not understand is that this also has a spiritual explanation. God never created us to just exist. He gave us gifts, talents, and a calling to fulfill. When you ignore this calling, your soul feels it. And a soul disconnected from its purpose loses its shine, loses the fire of youth that keeps it renewed. How many people have given up on life without realizing that all they needed was to reconnect with what truly makes them feel alive? What is stopping you from embracing your calling and accessing this infinite source of energy? Nothing happens by chance. If you are hearing this message today, if this knowledge has reached you, it is because there is something inside you that needs to be awakened. Do you feel it? This call is not just a theory or a beautiful concept. It is the voice of God reminding you that you are not here just to pass the time, but to fulfill a greater mission. The chosen have always felt that they were different, that there was something beyond what the world made them believe. And this is the moment to recognize that this feeling has always been trying to tell you something. You have a crucial role in the divine plan. Eternal youth is not only in the body but in the soul that keeps moving, that stays firm in its journey regardless of the challenges. God is calling you to awaken, to reconnect with your essence and live with an unwavering purpose. Are you ready to take on this call and access the secret that can completely transform your existence? If so, stay with me, because what comes next might be the final key you have been waiting for. Divine teachings that reveal the secret. Since ancient times, God has revealed profound secrets about life, time, and renewal. But few have been able to see beyond the obvious, to understand that true eternal youth is not only in the body but in something much deeper. The divine code to access this energy has always been present in the scriptures, hidden for those who were not ready to understand it. In the book of Isaiah 40 verse 31, we find a clue to this mystery. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Here, God is not just talking about physical strength, but a continuous renewal that transcends time. This means that youth is not just a biological matter, but an energy that can be accessed through connection with the Supreme Source. Those who understand this secret live differently, carry a different light, and manifest vitality that defies human comprehension. How often do we look at nature and ignore the signs that God placed there to teach us? The trees that lose their leaves in winter and reborn in spring, the rivers that never stop flowing, the constant renewal of the universe. All these are reminders that youth and life are not fixed events but states that can be restored. In Psalm 92 verses 12 to 14, it is written, "The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree, he shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. They shall still bear fruit in old age. They shall be fresh and flourishing." This is one of the greatest spiritual secrets that have been ignored. Those who live in covenant with God are always renewed, regardless of the passage of years. This happens because their energy does not come only from the physical, but from an inexhaustible source that sustains them. Knowing that eternal youth is accessible is one thing. But how to bring this truth into our reality? The first step is to change our mindset about time. If you see life as a path that inevitably leads to where, your body will follow this belief. But if you start to see time as an opportunity for constant renewal, then your energy will begin to reflect this. The second step is to align your actions with this principle. Nourish yourself consciously, not only on the physical level, but also on the spiritual level. Choose words and thoughts that promote renewal instead of discouragement. Surround yourself with people who emanate life and purpose. Practice gratitude, as it is one of the greatest catalysts of vital energy. And above all, connect with God daily, because it is from Him that the true source of eternal youth comes. Many believe that eternal youth is only in physical habits, but forget that everything starts in the spiritual. Faith is the force that activates this energy. Jesus, when healing the sick, did not just say, "You are healed," but often said, "Your faith has healed you." Mark 5 verse 34. This teaches us that faith is not just an empty belief. It is a transformative power, a key that unlocks what already exists within us. When you deeply believe that your vitality can be restored, when you understand that God created you to live in fullness, then your body begins to respond to this truth. The problem is that most people feed doubts, fears, and worries, blocking this renewal. But those who truly trust, those who live in faith, experience something that few know: a state of continuous rejuvenation, sustained by divine power. Many spend their entire lives seeking formulas for eternal youth: creams, surgeries, medications, aesthetic treatments. But few understand that the true source of immortality is not in the body, but in the spirit. Jesus told us in John 11 verses 25 to 26, "I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live." What does this mean? That the physical body is just a temporary manifestation, but that the essence of life goes far beyond flesh and blood. Those who live only for the material world are always in a struggle against time, desperately trying to avoid aging. But those who live for the spirit, who understand that their true identity is beyond matter, find a peace that reflects in their vitality. People who understand that their essence is eternal live in a completely different way. They do not carry the fear of the passage of time, because they know that time cannot imprison them. And the most interesting? This mentality is reflected in the body. When you free yourself from the idea that youth is limited, your vital energy expands. You stop worrying excessively about wrinkles, diseases, or weaknesses, and start living with a lightness that translates into vigor and beauty. Have you noticed how some people seem to shine, regardless of age? This happens because their energy comes from within, from a consciousness that transcends physical reality. Scientific studies have already proven that happy, optimistic people connected to a purpose live longer and age more slowly. This is just a physical reflection of a spiritual truth. Those who live in alignment with God carry within them an energy that constantly renews them. Joy, gratitude, and inner peace are fuels for eternal youth. And God called us to live this way. He never wanted us to carry heavy burdens, fears, or anxieties. He invites us to cast all this upon Him and live lightly and renewed. On the other hand, those who live trapped in materialism, excessive worries, and disbelief end up wasting this vital energy. When a person disconnects from the source, their light begins to fade, their body begins to reflect this lack of purpose, and their energy becomes dense and heavy. This does not mean that eternal youth is available only to a few chosen ones, but that only those who accept this call and live in connection with this truth can fully access it. Now that you know this secret, the choice is in your hands. You can continue living as before, ignoring this revelation, or you can decide to embrace this truth and activate eternal youth within you. God has already given you this key, but only you can turn it. Only you can decide to live with purpose, with faith, and with a renewed consciousness. If you feel that this message spoke directly to your heart, know that it is not a coincidence. You were guided here for a greater purpose. What I revealed to you today is just the beginning. There is an even deeper level of this knowledge, something that connects everything we have talked about so far and that can transform your life definitively. Are you ready to receive the final piece of this divine code? If so, stay with me, because the final revelation is about to be delivered. We have reached the great moment. Everything that has been revealed so far has led you to this exact point. Now, the final truth will be delivered. The secret code of eternal youth is not just about the body, not just about habits or nutrition. It goes beyond, far beyond. What you are about to discover can change your perception of time, life, and eternity. This knowledge has been hidden from most, but it has always been accessible to those who have truly sought to understand the divine mysteries. What differentiates the chosen from those who merely pass through life is the ability to see beyond matter, to understand that eternal youth is not tied to the physical, but to the direct connection with God and the expansion of consciousness. Those who understand this principle become truly eternal. But now the great question arises before you. What will you do with this knowledge? This revelation cannot be ignored because it has the power to transform your existence. And if this message has touched your soul, it is because you have been called to something greater. Share this truth so that more chosen ones may awaken. Time is not an enemy, it is a portal, and you are about to cross it. Get ready, because the final revelation begins now. Throughout our journey so far, we have explored various paths to renewal, from nutrition to vital energy, from the influence of the mind to the power of purpose. But now the time has come for the final revelation. Eternal youth is not just about the body. The physical body is transient, mutable, subject to the natural laws of matter. But there is something within you that never ages, something that has always existed and always will, your divine essence. Humanity has spent centuries trying to find answers in the external world, seeking formulas, secrets, and elixirs for immortality, when in fact, true youth has always been within us. Those who see beyond the material illusion realize that life is not just about what the eyes can see. True youth is a state of consciousness, a frequency that keeps us connected to the divine source. When you access this truth, your presence shines, your energy transforms, and you begin to live in a constant flow of renewal. The world has taught us to believe that aging is inevitable, that time is an enemy, and that each passing year takes us further away from vitality and vigor. But this is an illusion created by disconnection from God. When you are truly aligned with the Supreme Source, when your soul is anchored in eternity, your energy is continuously renewed. The body is just a reflection of what happens in the spirit. People who live in harmony with divine principles carry within them a special glow, an energy that transcends chronological age. Jesus showed us this by promising eternal life, not just as a post-death destination, but as a state of existence that begins now, in the present. The question is, are you living trapped by time, or have you already accessed this truth? The more you connect with God, the more you realize that youth is not about what you see in the mirror, but what you feel in the spirit. One of the greatest secrets to eternal youth lies in how you perceive time. For God, time is not a straight line. He exists outside human limitations. He is timeless. When you expand your consciousness and realize that time is not something that steals your energy, but rather a continuous flow of experiences and learning, you begin to access a new state of being. Time only has power over those who believe they are trapped by it. When you change your perception, when you stop seeing aging as an inevitable cycle and start seeing it as a mental construct, your vital energy restructures. The great spiritual masters never feared time because they knew the soul is not subject to it. Just as the universe is in constant expansion, your consciousness can also expand to the point of transcending any limitation imposed by the physical world. History shows us that the greatest sages, prophets, and spiritual masters carried a different energy. They were not consumed by time like ordinary people. This is because they understood that immortality is not in the body, but in consciousness. When you align with this truth, your body becomes a reflection of your divine energy. Your countenance changes, your presence strengthens, your vitality is restored. That is why some people, even at an advanced age, still exude youth, because they live with a renewed spirit. You were not born to be consumed by time. You were born to live in a state of eternity, where each day is a new opportunity to be reborn. When you awaken to this reality, the fear of time disappears, and in its place arises an unshakable peace, a constant vigor, a light that never fades. Now that the code has been revealed, the remaining question is, what will you do with this knowledge? You can choose to continue living as before, trapped in the belief that time is an enemy and that youth is fleeting. Or you can decide to accept the truth that God has placed before you today. Eternal youth is a state of connection, an awakening, a conscious choice to live beyond the limitations of the world. Those who accept this truth live in a state of continuous renewal, where each day is a gift and each experience is an opportunity to grow and transform. The choice is yours. But remember, this revelation did not come to you by chance. If this message touched something within you, it is because you were called to live this truth and share it with those still trapped in the illusion of time. The awakening has begun. Now eternity awaits you. The final decision: what will you do with this revelation? Now that this truth has been revealed to you, there is a question that only you can answer. What will you do with this knowledge? Throughout this journey, we have unveiled hidden mysteries about time, vital energy, and true eternal youth. But knowing these truths is not enough. The revelation only becomes real when you decide to apply it in your life. Many receive the call, but few have the courage to accept it. And you? Will you allow this revelation to awaken something within you? Or will you treat it as just another piece of information among many others? God has given you the opportunity to access knowledge that most will never comprehend. And what you do from here will define your journey. Perhaps before hearing this message, you believed that youth was something that was lost over time, that aging was inevitable, and that time was an enemy to be feared. But now that this illusion has been broken, how can you continue living the same way? You can no longer ignore what has been revealed. Once the truth is seen, there is no going back. You know that eternal youth is not a matter of the body, but of the spirit. You know that vital energy does not come from external factors, but from your connection with God and the source of life. You know that your mindset, your faith, and your choices determine the quality of your existence. And now, will you apply this and live this truth, or will you let the world and its distractions make you forget? If this message touched something within you, know that it was not a coincidence. You were divinely guided here. What you felt throughout this revelation was not just curiosity, it was a call to remember who you really are, a call to awaken to your true nature, a call to free yourself from the limitations that the world has imposed on you and assume your role as someone who walks with wisdom, faith, and expanded consciousness. The chosen have always known they were different, that there was something greater reserved for them. And now that you recognize this truth, are you ready to live according to it? When the light of knowledge is ignited within us, we cannot simply keep it to ourselves. The truth needs to be shared. Imagine how many people still live trapped in the illusion of time, believing they are victims of aging, fatigue, and limitation. Imagine how many still do not know that eternal youth is available to those who connect with God and expand their consciousness. You can be the voice that awakens these people. If this message resonated with you, it is because you have a mission. Share this revelation. Be a beacon of light for those still in the darkness of ignorance. Show them that there is a different path, a path of renewal and true vitality. Time is not what you thought. Youth is not something that is lost. Eternity is already within you. Do you feel it? This knowledge did not come to you by chance. Now the choice is yours. You can decide to continue living the same way, ignoring this truth, and following the limiting beliefs that society has imposed. Or you can decide to live this reality, transforming your existence, renewing your energy, and inspiring others to do the same. If you feel that this message was for you, then share this revelation. Because the more chosen awaken, the more this truth spreads. And when the truth spreads, humanity transforms. Now it is up to you. Now that this revelation has been delivered to you, I want to know, have you ever felt that time does not have the same effect on you as it does on others? Have you noticed moments when your energy, vitality, and mind seem to transcend physical age? Share your story in the comments. Your testimony can inspire other chosen ones to recognize this divine code within themselves. And as an act of faith, write in the comments, I accept the divine code of eternal youth and live connected to the source of life. Declare this to the universe and strengthen this community of chosen ones who are awakening to the truth. Thank you for following me this far. If this content resonated with your heart, follow the channel, like, and share this video with others who might identify with it. Now that you have received this revelation, know that this is only the beginning. There is an even deeper level of this knowledge, something that can complete everything you discovered today and transform your journey forever. If you stop here, you will be missing an essential truth about eternal youth. Don't make that mistake. Click now on the next video appearing on the screen and discover the final piece of this divine mystery.